Okay, review for the fourth review for exam 3. That's not what I meant to take. I need the piece of paper. There we go. Okay, so here we go with 105, exam 3, D, the review. Exam 3, the review. Okay, so what we need to do next is to go to number 8, which is the midpoint. They want the midpoint. Find the midpoint. And of course, they have to give you two. They got to give you two what you call points if they want you the midpoint of 2 points. So what are the 2 points? Here's the 2 points. There's -3. One of them is -3. Hold on a second. And 5. And the other one is that it's -1 and -7. Okay, those are the 2 points. Okay, so what does the midpoint make you do? It makes you, here's the formula for midpoint. The formula for midpoint, which you'll need to remember, is x1 plus x2 divided by 2. That'll be your x coordinate of the midpoint. And y1 plus y2 over 2 will be your y coordinate of the midpoint. Okay, the x coordinate, the two x's. Here's x. Let's then label these x1, y1. Right? Never say x1, y2. x1, y1 and x2, y2, and then follow the instructions. What do the instructions say? They say -3 plus 5 over 2. Right? That's x1 and y and x1 and x2 over 2. And what's the second instruction say? The second instruction says y1 plus y2. So y1 is -1. y2 is -7 divided by 2. Let's work this out. What does this turn into? What's -3 plus 5 over 2? It turns into 2 over 2. Okay, we all know what 2 over 2 is, but just bear with me. And what's -1 and -7? That's -8 over 2. And here's the final midpoint that we got. 2 over 2 is the same thing as 1. -8 divided by 2 is -4. And here is our midpoint. Problem over for problem number 8. Let's move up the paper right away. Good. Let's go to problem number 9. Here we go. What if you have, and this is going to sound fancy, f of x is equal to 6x times x minus 8. It's going to turn into an easy problem. I think you'll agree with me. But it's going to sound fancy. X plus 2 cubed. Okay, what do they say? They say list the zeros and their multiplicities. And their multiplicities. I'm going to be spelling it right. There we go. Okay, now, what do you do on the scrap paper? Here's what you do. Set up the exact same thing you see over here, 6x times x minus 8 times x plus 2 cubed equals 0. Put it in equals 0 there. Go into the T formation, but it's going to be a double T. There's 3 of these, so it's going to be 2 T's, so to speak. Set up 6x equals 0. Set up x minus 8 equals 0. Set up x plus 2 is equal to 0. No, ignore the cube for the moment. Just bear with me. Equals 0. Set them all up equal to 0. That means that x equals 0. Here's one of our zeros, one of our list of zeros. X equals 8, plus 8 on both sides, so it's x equals 8. And over here, minus 2 on both sides, x equals 8. Here's our 3 zeros. So when you list your zeros, so they are 0, 8, and -2. Now, what's their multiplicity? Their multiplicity is all has to do with their exponent. The multiplicity of this one is the exponent is 1. They're multiplicities. Here, this one is 1. This one is also 1. Exponent is 1. And this one is 3. Those are the 3 multiplicities. Let me even box it off. Those are the multiplicities. So on Alex, what will Alex look like? There, most probably. What will Alex look like? For their answer, they're going to say, okay, which zeros have a multiplicity of 1? So then you go in there and type in 0, comma, 8. Because they both have a multiplicity. 0 has a 1 and 8 has a 1. Okay, which one has a multiplicity of 2? You type in none. Or click on none. None of them have a multiplicity of 2. Which one has a multiplicity? Which ones have a multiplicity of 3? Well, there's only one of them has a multiplicity of 3, and that's the zero called -2, and you type in -2, and this problem is over. That's what it wants. It wants the zeros, and it wants the multiplicity, and it usually wants it in that fashion. Okay, this piece of paper is done, so we need another piece of paper. Here we go. And we go to problem number 10. Okay, problem number 10. This is going to be algebra functions. Not hard, just somehow they give us long problems here. All right, here's the given. Takes a while to get them done. G of x is equal to x plus 1. H of x is equal to 4x plus 5. 4x plus 5. Question number 1, A. What is g plus h of x? All you got to do is add the two together. Take x up by you, surround them in parentheses. That's the best way to go. We talked about that when we did it in class. Best way to go, surround them in parentheses initially. The final answer, you don't need them in parentheses. Add the x's together, that would be 5x. Add the numbers together and you got 6. And here is problem A. Number 10A is done. Let's go to B. What is g minus h of x? And here's where the parentheses are extremely important, right? You need, what does it say? G minus h. So do the g first, x minus 1. Make sure it's in order, left to right. X plus 1 first, parentheses, minus in between. H is next, 4x plus 5. Okay, that negative works on both of them. They both turn negative. So what's x in negative 4x? Negative 3x. What's 1 in negative 5? Negative 4. So what we have is this. So this is the negative, this turns into the negative 3x and negative 4. Okay, and I didn't really get the question right. What they really wanted is g minus h of, the question was for B was g minus h of 1. Sorry about that. G minus h of 1. So we did part of it. This was step 1. Step 1 was to find g minus h of x, and now they want g minus h of 1, so let's plug in 1 over here. No problem. We can recover very quickly. Let's plug in 1 over here. So it becomes minus 3 times 1 minus 4. That's minus 3 minus 4 is equal to negative 7. And that's what B is about. Here's the answer to B. So this was step 1, but then plug in the 1 in there and you get negative 7 for B. Here comes C. What if you're asked G times either with a little dot or with the x for times? G times h of x. Then what do? Okay, we don't have to plug in any numbers. It's similar to A where we didn't have to plug in any numbers, but they have to multiply them. So we take x plus 1 times 4x plus 5. And it is FOIL. All we got to do is FOIL and we're done. X times 4x is 4x squared. X times 5 is 5x. 1 times 4x is 4x. 1 times 5 is 5. this becomes 4x plus 9x plus 5, and we are done. That is the answer for C. Okay, let's see if we can do a little bit more on this video. Let's see what happens. And how about if we try out problem number 11, or at least get it started. Y is equal to 36 minus x squared over 5 plus x squared. And they want the y-intercepts, or, you know, either it's only one intercept, or there's two of them, and x-intercepts, either there's one or two. All right, y-intercept. That's what we're going to try first. I can tell you that there's only going to be one. What do you do to get a y-intercept? You replace x with 0. So, how do I get my y-intercept? I do y is equal to 36 minus 0, 0 squared is 0, over 5 plus 0. 0 squared is also 0, so this is nothing. So what do I really have? The y is 36 over 5. And what's the y-intercept? Y-intercept needs an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate. So our y-coordinate is 36 over 5, and our x-coordinate is always going to be 0. And there's our y-intercept. There's only one of them. Okay, move up the paper. And let's work on the x-intercepts. There's going to be two of them because there's an x squared there. Okay, x-intercepts. Here we go. What do I got to do for x-intercepts? I got to take y is 0 and then find out what x is. So we do 0 is equal to 36 minus x squared over 5, 36 over 5 plus x squared. All right, so now we do, as far as this is concerned, then we do 0 is equal to 36 minus x squared. So we multiply on both sides, we multiply on both sides. I have to do this over here. 5 plus x squared, multiply. And we multiply this side by 5 plus x squared. That'll cancel out. What do we get over here? If this turns into 0, we get 0 is equal to 36 minus x squared. That was convenient. This is all 0, and those two are gone. Okay, 0 is equal to 36 minus x squared. Let me put that up here. Let me rewrite that up here. 0 is equal to 36 minus x squared. So now let's get minus 36 on both sides. Minus 36 on both sides. There we go. Minus 36 is equal to minus x squared. What is we flip the multiply both sides by -1 because I want x squared. I don't want negative x squared. So multiply both sides by -1 and I get x squared. Let's come up over here. X squared is equal to 36. Take the square root of the left. Take the square root of the right. And I get x is equal to plus or minus 6. Don't forget, plus or minus, two of them. Here's my x-intercepts. They're done. One of them is going to be 6, 0. And the other, here's the x-intercepts. 6, 0. And the other one is going to be negative 6, 0. X-intercepts always have, their y-coordinate is always going to be 0. So here's my x-intercepts right over here. They're finished, and there was my y-intercept, and problem number 11 is done. Okay, so we'll have to start with 12 on the next video.